Good morning, kids. It is Pastor Rick again. I hope that y'all are having a good, wonderful Sunday morning, enjoying time together, uh, playing, um, being with your siblings, being with your parents, doing whatever it is that makes you happy and brings you joy. Well, I want to tell you about a story that brings Pastor Rick happiness and joy. It is a story that happened back on that very first Easter when Jesus rose from the dead. After Jesus had risen from the dead, there were two disciples that were walking on a journey home. Back then, there were no planes, no automobiles. You had to walk from place to place. So even though the place that they lived, a town called Emmaus, was only about 7 miles away or so from Jerusalem, they had to take most of the day to walk. And while they were on their way, Jesus, the risen Jesus, the living Jesus, joined them. Now I have here what is called an icon, and it is up in my wall in my home office. And it is an icon of this very story. You have Jesus here in the middle, and then you have the two disciples, one on each side. And it is showing them traveling. Now it's interesting, while they were traveling, even though it was their friend Jesus that was in front of them, they did not recognize him. And Jesus spent the whole afternoon talking to them about the Bible and about what had happened to him in Jerusalem. And then once the day was over, the two people, the two friends, invited Jesus to stay with them. And at that point, they sat down to have a meal. And at the meal, Jesus took the bread, blessed it, broke it, and gave it to them. And it was at that moment that they realized that it was Jesus. Jesus alive. Jesus alive for them. And of course, we know Jesus is not only alive for them, but Jesus is still alive and living for us. And just as Jesus was with them as they traveled down the road, so Jesus is with all of us, wherever we travel, wherever we might go. And also Jesus is with us anything we do, with friends, with family, sitting down to dinner, sleeping at night, going to school, everything and everywhere. Jesus is with us. And that is the good news of the walk to Emmaus, the good news of the resurrection, and the good news every day that Jesus is with us and loves us and cares for us and never leaves us. In his name, we say amen to that. Amen, kids. I'll see you later.